Welcome to Safari Rally TV. I'm Sean Osimbo, and the African Rally Championship is set to take place from the 23rd to the 25th of this month. The ARC will act as a build-up to the WRC Safari Rally that will be taking place in June. So today we're going to talk to one of the drivers, that is Karan Patel, who will be taking part in both races. Welcome, Karan. How are you? How's everything?
So far, so good.
Yes.
We're getting ready, as you can see, for the event.
Yes.
And it's going to be a big challenge after the RC to get the car ready again for the World Rally Championship round.
Awesome. And it's also a beautiful place, the garage. I'm liking, and you'll be talking to us more about this. So quickly, for those who don't know Karan Patel, who's Karan Patel?
Well, it's me, obviously. I've been driving for 5 years now, since 2014, so let's say 6 years. Been in motorsport since 2005, starting from bikes, and with family members being actively in the rallying scene, it's just drawn me onto the four wheels now from the two. So, yeah.
Awesome. Who did you look up to growing up, especially in the motor world?
Well, growing up, didn't have much interest in rallying, to say the least, but having now become part of the fraternity, I have sought a lot of advice from Boldy, Boldev Chaga, and I do look up to him for a lot of mentorship and a lot of advice, so he's the man to me.
Yes, and also just take us through your day-to-day activities, especially now that you're approaching the ARC weekend, that is next weekend, how you are putting everything together.
Well, personally, normally at work, so we have our engineer Raju, who is always putting in his 150% to make sure the car is ready for the events, and I entrust him to do that. Although I like to come and take part in the activities for preparing the car when I can. But yeah, day to day I have a business to run, which I started in April last year. And that is where most of my time is spent.
Awesome. I got the pleasure to meet Phoebe, that is your previous car.
Yeah.
And now we have Cheeto. Tell us more about Cheeto, and why did you name this car Cheeto? Just give us the history, how you name your cars.
Okay. So yeah, this is Cheeto, mainly because it's quite orange. From the get-go, we changed the color scheme this season, and I find it important to name the cars simply because they do have their own character, and I do respect them like they are a living being. So I name them accordingly, and it's important to me that the car is treated with some kind of respect, not that you take it for granted and then throw it around and beat it up, and then beat it up if it doesn't finish because you initially beat it up and it broke down. So you have to respect the car, and for me this is something which I entrust my life with when we start a stage. So it's just important for it to have a name for me, and it's important that you acknowledge that it is taking care of you at those speeds.
All right, now let's move to the ARC, which is coming up. How are the preparations getting along?
Yeah, we just finished a test session on Sunday, a few days back, and that was mainly for making sure the car is okay for the ARC. So we're actively preparing the car for the ARC, as you can see, and we understand it's going to be a bit of a wet rally, so definitely preparing the car for that type of conditions. And yeah, that's basically it. It's for us, it's not okay, it's just another rally, but it is an important rally, so we probably will be triple checking everything. But as I said, Raju is here with 150% of his efforts put into preparing the car, so I'm quite confident that he knows what he's doing, as always, and he's been the one who's been taking care of the rally cars since I started from my very first Subaru. So I know he has my best interest at heart, and I respect the car to keep his best interest at heart.
Yes, awesome. The entries list definitely is out.
Yes.
Who is likely to be your biggest competitor in the RC?
There's quite a few competitors. We have I think about 10 foreign entries, out of which it's hard for me to be able to to judge whether they will be a competition to me, or I'll be way out of their league, or they are way out of my league. And so, you know, as far as I'm concerned, the main challenges are Boldy, being one of the fastest drivers, and Carl Tundo also. There is a few entries from Uganda, like Rajiv Ruparelia, and South Africa, Guy Botterill. So, you know, we anticipate some good, very stiff competition, but it is going to be a rerun of the Safari. And given that the title Safari is there, it means that it's not going to be an easy rally, and it's a matter of mentally preparing how you're going to attack these stages, whether you're going to push from the word go, or do a bit of an Ogier move and hang around to the very final stages and see what everyone else is doing. So we'll know from shakedown, I think, and from the qualifying stage where everyone is lying. And that might be an opportunity there to be able to judge what needs to be done in the main event.
Yes. Speaking of stages, the RC will be using 6 of the stages of the WRC. Which stage are you looking forward to in the competition?
Well, as a driver, it's my passion, so I'm really looking forward to the rally as a whole. There are some stages that are a bit more challenging than the others. Sleeping Warrior is a good stage. It's a long stage. I enjoy long stages because I do build on my endurance, and I find that that's where I pick time on the big drivers who get a bit tired towards the end of the stages. So I do prefer long stages. But you know, we have to also take into account that this rally, we are only allowed to recce once. So recce is going to play a bigger role in the final result of every entrant. Normally, I would give recce a 40% importance to the preparation. Might be a little more this time because we only get one loop, so you can't overlook anything. And I'm quite confident also that will work in my favor, given that I have very good judgment of roads that I pass on, and I tend to be able to remember them once I pass them. So let's see.
Amazing. Let's now move on to Kenya's biggest event of 2021. That has to be the World Rally Championship, Safari Rally. And I know everyone is looking forward to that. After 19 years, it's back on the global calendar, which is a huge deal. How are you feeling about everything?
Well, to begin with, I think I'm the only driver in those last 19 years that's taken part in a WRC event, the only Kenyan driver. So I see some kind of pre-preparation in that. I know what to expect, and I'm excited that it's coming back, and it is my hope that we may manage to retain this event for the years to come. So yeah, it's going to be a very, very interesting event, and for the nation, it's a very important milestone that Kenya is going to achieve. And you know, given that there's a lot of COVID restrictions, it's going to affect the event. And the FIA do have stringent regulations for COVID now. So we're looking forward to it, having the top drivers here. And it might help the rallies for our national rounds be a little better, because the WRC and FIA have very high expectations of how events are to be run. So I'm sure there might be a few findings here and there with our event, and then we have to iron them out and implement them in the next year.
What did you learn in your last WRC event that you're planning to bring back home during the June event?
Well, it's there's a lot that was learned. You know, driving in the WRC was driving a two-wheel drive car, so when it comes to driving techniques, there was a lot learned. But you know, just when I say I learned a lot, it's more about the people, the procedures, time control, regulations, tires, controlling the tires. All tires must be registered and barcoded. So it's just that I've had a pre-preparation, let's say, to being in a WRC event, but that's quite a while back now. It was in 2016, I think, or 18.
Yeah. So let's do some fun questions. What's your routine before getting into the driver's seat before race?
Well, before getting into the driver's seat.
Yes, just before.
Just before.
Yeah.
Put on my helmet. But once I'm in the seat, then yes, there is a few prayers and obviously a small talk between the co-driver and myself, and a few words of encouragement amongst the two of us, and then yeah, we go.
Funniest moment while racing?
We've had a few. It's, mainly when my co-driver is abusing me if I'm not behaving in the car, or his comments in the car are quite entertaining. So we do have a little laugh here and there, but it's very important to note that once you're in the stage, things should be very, very serious, and everyone should be very, very focused.
Embarrassing moment during a race?
Well, I don't know if you count accidents as embarrassing. For me, I guess it would be, but I can't think of any embarrassing moment I've had in a race, except for if you just crash in front of a crowd. So no response.
Awesome. So which kind of music do you listen to before and after the race?
I used to listen to a lot of music before the race, but I find I stopped now. But before a race, it's all motivational music, some R&B. Depends on my mood, maybe some house music, or it all depends on the day. If it's gloomy, if it's shiny, so yeah, no particular one.
No particular one. Awesome. Your parting shot as we look forward to the ARC. I know we'll be talking to you definitely ahead of the WRC in June. So your parting shot right now? Well,
just like to say that we're happy. We're happy to have this event back, the WRC. And we're looking forward to the ARC with all the foreign entrants. And we wish every crew a safe journey getting here to Kenya, and a safe rally. And we look forward to seeing you in Naivasha soon.
Thank you so much. That was Karan Patel.
Thank you.
Talking to Safari Rally TV. Thank you so much for being our guest.
Thank you very much.
All the best in the ARC.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon also in the WRC.
See you soon too.
Enjoy.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.